Arrival Monday for 2 nights at corporate negotiated rate, 7,000.
Monday to
Yes, take it.
Arrival Sunday for 4 nights at best available rate, total booking value 33,500. Take it?
We cannot. We are totally sold out of these.
Now you cannot take it.
Right.
Right? Before you were making choices, now your hotel is telling that I cannot take it anymore. Right? So unfortunately, you will decline 33,500 booking. Arrival Thursday for 2 nights at 7,000.
Take it.
Arrival Sunday for 6 nights at 5,200, value worth 31,200.
Why not?
So if you see what we ended up with here is that Tuesday is 100%, our Monday is 88%, our Sunday is 81, Wednesday is 84, Thursday and the weekends were anyway quite low bookings. So just because we blocked out 1 day in between, we had to reject certain bookings. Now some of you will say, Pune demand levels low, we don't do 100%, we don't displace any business, all those sort of things come in, right? Okay. Now obviously we have to be more careful when it comes to high demand, right? Low demand we say, let the bookings come in, we need to push the occupancy up so that the revenues go up, okay? However, during high demand, this plays a very important role. If you do a room type category selling, then this plays a very important role, right? If you say that my base room gets sold out, I will not accept any bookings on base, then you need to be very careful with your base rooms, how you play with it, right? Okay. Questions so far? No? Let's get back to the presentation now and see. So what's the role of revenue manager? Please tell me, revenue managers. How many revenue managers here? 1, 2, 3. 3 revenue managers. What is your role? What do you do?
See the forecast, and accordingly we put the budget.
optimize the revenue for the hotel.
Okay. How?
Getting a sense of what your peak dates are and what your low occupancy dates are and adjusting the rates according to that.
Okay. Cool. What else are the revenue managers doing? Because revenue managers' responsibility is shifted drastically. So really just forecasting and changing rates, that's it?
They decide to take a certain piece of business as well. Thanks.
Okay. Decision making. Okay. So in short, the best way to explain a revenue manager is basically we look into the future to change the future. Imagine if you have that power to actually go into the future and know what is coming to you, you can actually change the future now, right? Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball to look into the future, so we come into forecasting to actually look into the future, what exactly is happening. Right. So when we forecast, what exactly are we doing? What do we do in forecasting?
Basically, the market, we check with the market segments which given us in business in the last months. How the last year the business was and figure. That will help us out to do and forecasting.
Okay. Anybody else?
Business in the pipeline.
Business in the pipeline. So what exactly is forecasting? Can anyone, apart from revenue managers, does anyone else look into forecasting?
What is happening in the convention states? So
Okay.
you finally understand how the movement is going to be in the screen.
Okay.
Pricing and rates are important for forecasting.
Sorry?
Pricing and rates in that.
Managing.
Pricing and value.
Okay. So, which which hotel do you work for, if you don't mind?
Holiday Inn.
Which Holiday Inn?
Holiday Inn in Jaipur.
Hinjewadi. Okay. So I take it you use IBP to do the forecasting? Okay.
No, IBP is closed now.
It's closed? It's gone online?
Yes.
Okay. So when you do forecasting, what do you do with the forecasting?
No, not getting your question.
So you've done the forecasting, what do you do?
Okay, let me first of all, I check my budget of that particular month. I'm
Okay.
working for a month. Yeah. Then I segregated my market. I segregated all the X per my market segment, the product which I sell, the source of business through which I'm getting into business. Then I check what's there in my pipeline. Then we check out what's the budget, and as per that we segregate the market from where we can source of it. For the event there in the Holiday Inn is next to the Balewadi. Is there any sports or events will be there? So I can forecast according to that. What is the season on that particular month? Like it is in a month of a wedding year, a wedding month. So I must we get some wedding queries also. So as per that we have to study the market, and then only we will be doing our forecasting.
Okay, so you've done the forecasting, then what happens?
Then yes, we share this with the core team and explain them, and we get a plan to how to achieve this.
Okay. That's it?
I know.
Rates.
Managing the rates.
Okay, so, well, honestly speaking, I'll share my experience of forecasting. So what used to happen is I'll sit on the system, I'll go day-wise, forecasting, I'll come up with a number is sent, and then the head office will turn around and say, what is this? My expectation is this, change the number. So I said, okay, here's the number, work backwards. This is how I used to do forecasting. Is that not right now? When you do forecasting,
Yeah.
somebody says, what is this? How can you forecast below budget? Make it same as budget, then work backwards, correct? Hotel owner will tell you, what is this you forecasting below budget? Please match the number to budget. Correct? Okay. That is the issue which we face as revenue managers. Now, let me tell you one thing very clearly, that it does not matter what number you come up with. Number could be anything. It could be above budget, it could be below budget, it could be budget. Forecasting is not coming up with a number. Forecasting is, I am going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 actions to achieve this number. That is forecasting. So you reverse it and say, you tell me the number, let me see what actions I can take to achieve this number. Okay? We are more used to generating a number and not attaching an action to it. And this is where the issue comes. Okay? So, really what we look at is two types of forecasting. There's a short term and a long term. Understandable? I don't know what's going to happen in January 2017. I don't know. Right? So what we do is we look at 0 to 60 days, short-term forecasting, which is more onto pace. Right? So your weddings have come on the books, your leisure groups have come, your corporate groups have come on the books, your inbound traffic starts moving. If you see Booking.com lead time, you see Expedia lead time, their productivity is amazing 30 to 60 days. Right? Suddenly there is a peak 30 to 60 days, and then there is a peak 0 to 3 days. Right? So we see that certain business starts coming on the books. Right? So there we start forecasting. And we say, I've got this business on the books, let me see how I can optimize this business. Right? Now when I say how to optimize that business, what I really mean is every day I'm looking at my 60 days. Every day. Right? Every day I see what business is coming on the books. Now suddenly I see my wholesale business has jumped above my forecast. Right? What do I do?
So we change the rate.
My wholesale, my travel agent business, for a particular day, let's say for, I don't know, 25th of July, my forecast was that I'm going to do 10 room nights from a travel agent, offline travel agent. Suddenly that jumped up to and come 20 room nights on the books. What will I do?
I'll definitely play with my rates. I'll the wholesale which I've already achieved, I'll take out on the target of my the segment which is working with me and increase the rate for that.
Okay, can you change travel agent rates?
No.
Offline? No. So what do? Relationship. How many of you have heard of something called unconstrained demand? Okay, so let me explain you the concept of unconstrained demand. Unconstrained demand is, if you are a 100-room hotel, okay, and when you're forecasting for any day, and suddenly you see that the demand is there for 150 rooms, what do?
Take your wife to dinner.
If you can build another 50 rooms for that particular day, you will be able to fill 150 rooms. This is called optimization. Avinash said, revenue manager's job is to optimize, right? What do? We look at the business mix and we remove certain segments out of it and we decline certain business out of that, which we know is a low rated business. Automatically your average rate goes up, right? So whenever you forecast, don't restrict yourself to 100 rooms. If your hotel is 100 rooms, don't restrict yourself to 100 rooms. Let it go way above 100 and then make adjustment to your market segment, right? Coming back to forecasting again. So if say for example, I have 10 rooms forecasted for any given day and a travel agent has generated 20 rooms, okay? First of all, I'll make sure that I inform my sales team that for this particular day, the base category is not available now for travel agents. If you have high category rooms, by all means you sell high category rooms, right? Because there automatically my average rate is going to go up, right? Now I have to make adjustments into certain other segments, right? And then automatically my price point goes up. So again, your basics of, because I've seen quite a few hotels, how they do the pricing, how they do revenue management, but your key is forecasting. That is it. There is absolutely no other science to it. If you do your forecasting properly, your hotel will start performing automatically, right? You need to understand your business. Long-term forecast is really depends on the trends, year-on-year trends, right? Or if you picked up a big business far out, okay? Diwali dates keep on moving. I'm sure that you have taken that into account. Last year Diwali was in, now it's in, what will happen? October is a? October is a straight month. Suddenly the budget is shot up for October, but November has come down, right? What is there in September? What happens? Dussehra, Diwali, right? So all these things that you take into long term and you shift the events which are high demand events and low demand events, right? And you depend on the trends of the market and you apply those trends of the market into your forecast, right? And mind it, I'm talking about a day-wise forecasting. I'm not talking about a monthly forecast. I'm talking about a day-wise forecasting by market segment. I'm going to touch base on market segments as well, just broadly, right? Anyone, any questions so far? No? Sure? Okay. Okay, so first of all, to make sure that we have accurate forecasting, we need to understand the behavior of market segments. What are market segments? Just give me some examples.
Corporate,
Okay.
corporate air group, leisure groups, corporate groups,
Travel agents,
wholesale.
airline crew, this, that. So there are a lot of market segments. Okay. What we need to understand for my hotel, which market segment moves at what price point? Because every market segment moves at a different price point. You cannot give a corporate rate to a travel agent rate, right? Agreed? Okay. So one thing is the price. Secondly is the lead time. When I say lead time, what do I mean?
Like how advanced you're getting in the booking.
Correct. So we need to clearly understand by day of the week, by market segment, how far or how closer